Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon again, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Spilling Tea. I'm your host, Tiffany Daniels. We are going back to that horrible world known as the JRC. But before we do, the usual disclaimers and allergies. Allergy season never ends suddenly. It sucks. If you are unfamiliar with the Stop the Shocks campaign, or the campaign against the troubled teen industry, you're going to find all the pertinent links right there in the description box. Please, in particular, take note of the article written by NeuroClastic, a small non-for-profit started by autistics for autistics. In it, they interviewed over 800 ABA professionals in regards to the JRC's so-called Behavior Modification Program. The Judge Rotenberg Educational Center doesn't want you to read that article so much. They threatened NeuroClastic with a defamation lawsuit if they did not remove it from the website. Well, NeuroClastic refused, of course, so you know the drill. Please read the article, share on all your social media. Also included is NeuroClastic's public statement in regards to the defamation lawsuit threat, as well as a link to their GoFundMe. We are crowdfunding just in case the JRC ever actually does see through with their threat. Trigger warning 1. When we discuss places like the Judge Rotenberg Education Center or Agape Boarding School for Boys, you're going to hear vivid descriptions of and catch clips of surveillance footage of people with mental health issues and disabled people being tortured and abused. If you got young children present, please make sure to use your headphones. Trigger warning 2, this channel is marked not for kids for a reason. We use profanity on occasion and speak on dark subjects. If your child is 16 and younger and they are watching this, very obviously, parental supervision is very much advised. And now, a little more tea to help me with the sinuses because I didn't get this memo that allergy season somehow never ends all of a sudden, but I feel like, I don't know, I should be refunded or something. Just saying. All right, prepare yourselves for the stupid. We're going to have to deal with another comment. Commenters assert the proposed ban on ESDs would interfere with the practice of medicine and the doctor-patient relationship, specifically with respect to doctors and patients at JRC, in contravention of Section 1006 of the FD&C Act. For the love of God. Anything that you would do, any regulation that you would be putting up on any device could be argued to be an interference with the practice of medicine. The ban on doing full frontal lobotomies could have been argued as an interference with medicine. That doesn't mean that we should all of a sudden let people go right back at it. Okay? The real fact of the matter is there are federal laws in place to protect patients for a reason. Doctors are not omnipotent, okay? They're not the Pope. They do not have infallibility. Hence the reason why so many of us seek a second and third opinion in regards to a diagnosis, okay? But you're interfering with the doctor-patient relationship. This is not a doctor-patient relationship. This is a doctor ordering what's going to happen and the patient given zero autonomy to make the decision for themselves in regards to their own health care. For the love of God, spare me the bullshit. Okay? Federal law actually interferes in regards to the practice of medicine all the goddamn time. Okay? Those laws are put in place specifically because we know doctors are not infallible. They're human. They are corrupt, overworked, make hasty decisions, working with a person who doesn't have decent give and take so that they're given the best information to act as a physician. Literal laws exist in regards to patient rights because we know doctors aren't infallible. To put it bluntly, doctors fuck up all the goddamn time. Okay? My stepmom, when I was in high school, went in for a particularly, she had to get a major surgery done. When she was scoped, the person did it incorrectly. The result ended up to where she could not speak above a whisper for 6 months. Okay? Therefore, these are the reasons why patients' rights laws are on the books. Laws interfere with the practice of medicine every single day. In every single doctor's office all over the world. Okay? The fact of the matter is, in regards to doctors' rights, that is when the federal government is taking too close of a look, if you know what I mean. When they're taking decisions entirely out of the hands of the doctors. There are some situations where that is necessary. In order to protect patients and patients' rights, we had to remove a doctor's ability to go and perform a frontal lobotomy. Why are those laws on the books, folks? Because of the substantial risk of harm, the exact things that we're talking about here. The JRC wants to live in a world where nobody can interfere. And the reason why they don't want anyone to interfere is because they don't want people to know what it is they are actually getting up to. That is the fact of it. They feel that they should be able to torture us as much as they want, when they want, with the most paper thin, flimsy Swiss cheese, could drive a semi truck through the holes through reasons that they can possibly come up with, and we're just supposed to accept it. But that's not how any of this actually works in medicine, especially not in regards to mental health or dealing with those of us with developmental disabilities. We have rights. There are federal protections that we are entitled to that supersede what the doctor is trying to dictate to you. Okay? If it is in regards to the safety of the patient, then guess what? The feds have every right to intervene when the safety of the patient is on the line. That is the facts. Remember, kids, what do facts not care about? Your feelings. Okay? The feds can supersede so-called practice of medicine and doctor authority when the patient is at extreme risk of harm. Okay? period. Take a look at the Disability Bill of Rights sometime. It's on the federal books. This is not an argument that makes any coherent sense. Okay? Because what do we know, kids? Because of those federal laws, a doctor can't decide one day that, you know what? I bet a full frontal lobotomy would take away all these aggressive behaviors. I'm just going to do it, regardless of what the federal law says and what the patient rights are. Because you're going to end up in prison. So this argument of, but if you ban it, it will interfere with the practice of medicine is ridiculously stupid. Let's continue, shall we? One of these comments recognizes that what it refers to as practice of medicine exemption does not limit the FDA's ability to determine which devices are available to prescribe, but argues that it means the FDA cannot ban one use of a device and not others. Again, we circle back to the fact that the FDA shot themselves in the foot here. They were so busy trying to spare themselves litigation that they ended up causing themselves to have more litigation because they did not name the particular device. All these arguments didn't have to happen had they had the balls to actually name the device in question here. Nobody's trying to ban every single electric skin shock device out there. We're trying to ban one particular device that we know for a fact is designed completely different from everything else out there, and that those other devices require the full consent of the patient, not the parent, the patient, before them being used, and the patient is in full control of said device at all times, instead of a staff member being in control of said device. Once again, this is an argument that makes no sense. But what can we expect from places like the JRC, right? We're going to go ahead and close out on that. We don't get very many views on this channel. The few we do get tend to get removed from time to time. You know the drill. Please don't forget to hit the like button, hit subscribe. Don't forget to hit the comments. I appreciate your time. And as always, folks, we here at Spilling Tea hope you have a good one. I'll see you again here in a few minutes. Bye-bye, everyone.